The weather's
Hmm.
weird.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see.
Hello.
Hello. We're live, or for replay watchers, hello as well. Let's see. It never like shows me if I'm live until a few minutes later, but we'll just go with it. We'll go with it. Say hello if you're here, so we know that we are for sure live.
Yes. Monica.
Okay, good.
Monica's here.
Hi, Monica. Yes. Okay, good. Hello.
Hello.
Okay, good.
Yay.
So happy Sunday, everybody. We are here to talk about the Hathaways. I was almost going to say the Wallflowers. We can talk about them too.
There's some wallflowers in it, right?
Yes.
Oh, yes, Kevin.
Gorgeous.
Yes.
Gorgeous.
Hello.
Cheryl, hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Oh, wow. This is great.
Yeah. Hopefully everybody's having a good weekend.
Yeah.
And definitely let us know if you've read Seduce Me at Sunrise. If you read it with us, reread it, read it years ago, let us know.
Yes.
Oh, hello, Susan.
Oh, hello.
Yay. Okay. I guess we can go around and talk about this was a reread for all three of us, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think so. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna share your thoughts, what you gave it, all the things.
Yeah.
In the comments too. A reread. Okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll start.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So many choices.
I know.
Rachel, you got this, girl.
So this is my first time rereading. So second time reading this. And I would say that for like most of Lisa Kleypas's books that I've read, or that we're reading this year, it would be my first time rereading. But yeah, I remember the first time that I read it, I was like so obsessed. Like I was filming a reading blog at the time because I was like coming off the, I guess, hangover of watching Bridgerton season 2. And I was like, I just want to feel. I just want to read historical romances and I just want to feel things. And this was the first book that I picked up for that vlog. And I was like, well, boy, did this make me feel.
Too true.
So, and upon reread, I loved it pretty much just as much. Definitely a 5-star for me, and definitely one of my favorites of the series overall. I would say one of my top favorite books of the series overall. But yeah, gotta love the angst and the pining between Kev and Win. I feel like this is a book that will always stand out in my mind for those two things. Just the yearning, the pining, all of that. And there were some things I had forgotten that happened in this book that I was like, oh, okay.
I love when that happens.
I know. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, that happened.
Right?
But yeah, so loved it.
Oh, man.
Yay.
So I think this was my first reread as well, as in like this was the second time I read it. The first, I'm gonna hold it while I talk for no reason. Just
go ahead.
But I think I gave this 4 stars the first time I read it because I had a hard time with Kev. Because if you know me at all, you know I'm partial to like the golden retriever types, the cinnamon rolls, and I'm like, he's too tough. Like I just couldn't deal. And the scene that really got me, and it's so funny because now like expecting it, it's totally different. But I remember the first time I read this, I was like, what's going to happen when they meet again? Oh, what's going to happen when she comes back?
Yeah.
And then when they meet again, when she comes back, I could not breathe. I was like, oh my gosh. And I was like, and I'm like, when is she going to say something? Is she going to say something? Like, it was one of the most jaw-dropping, heart-stopping moments I think I've ever read in a historical romance. We're like, what is going to happen? And honestly, reading it again and just seeing my own reaction to it, it made me up the rating. Even though, because I just feel like this is darn good writing.
Yeah.
The way that she can make us feel. I mean, the way the scene played out. I mean, it's epic. It's epic. And, you know, especially because I've read so many historical romances where it's just kind of pleasant. And then we have this and it's just, just a breath of fresh air in a way. Again, like you mentioned, all the angst.
Yes.
Yeah.
Way that he loves her. I mean, so yeah. So I definitely up my rating to 4.5 because I still want a 5 because he's just not my favorite still. He's just a little too rough for me. But yeah, still, I mean, come on, 4.5. It's good.
Yeah.
So that's me.
Okay. I'll get to the comments here in a second. We'll catch up. So this is a reread for me as well. Mine will be quick. It's one of my favorites. So this is a 5-star for me originally, a 5-star again. I'm a sucker for like the high angst and like the angst in the relationship, like the pining, the yearning, all of that. I love these two together. So it was another 5-star for me this time. Okay, let's see. Okay, a reread. Oh, okay. I didn't read the novella this time, but I have read it before.
I love the novella. I read it again as well.
Oh, did you? Okay, good.
So good.
Second readings, both 5 stars. Love that. Ooh, okay.
Go Tara.
Gave it. Yeah.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
First time reading. Okay, I love all these first time reading it.
Oh, cool.
Oh, my first historical romance in years. Love that.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of comments like what you were saying, B, that people were not super loving Kev, which I think is going to be an interesting conversation because I'm curious why.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm so excited to tune in. Oh, yay, that you made it to a live show. I love it. Reading Small Town. Hey, that's fine too. I'm also reading a small town right now. So let us know what you're reading, Susan.
Yeah.
And thank you for supporting us today.
Yes, that's so sweet.
Okay, so another for Kev, frustrating them, but adoring Win. 4 stars. Okay. Oh, another. Okay. All these 4 stars. Okay. I love him too.
I love him too.
Yeah.
See, you're in good company, Nicole.
Yeah, that's fair. The family's so good together. Oh, I love that.
It's so cute.
It's a cute one.
So cute.
Fair.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Yes, that's right. I could not believe that.
I forgot about that scene.
Yeah.
That's the only scene I remembered from the book because I just was like, what? So surprised. Anyway. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and Win and Kev like had some standout moments in Mine Till Midnight too, and I brought that up in our last live show. Like, I love that scene where I can't remember. Because he got injured, and so like Win is taking care of him, and then he like flips her over on the bed.
Yes.
Like, get out of my dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
So good.
So good. It is so good.
Yeah. Well, in that one too, how we hear about from, I think one of the sisters talks about how he opened the door for her, or she opened a window for him, or something, like the whole, like the birds coming to the windows, like in that book. Was it birds?
Yeah. So he cleaned the window so she could see through the window.
Yeah. Just all those little moments from them, like Easter egged throughout the first book too. You know, it like led to this buildup, I feel like, for them in this book.
Oh yeah.
And just all the history that they have. Like,
yes,
I liked seeing all the flashbacks of when he kind of came to them when he was younger, and we still get to see like Cam and Amelia, and then the whole Cam and Kev situation and relationship, like, which I feel like was set up in the first book too, but we get like a continuation of that in this one, which was fun to see.
And then we get a new storyline in Catherine Marks coming.
Yes.
About Easter eggs. Now we see that starting to develop too.
Yeah.
Which I mean, that's my catnip. So I just love
it. Oh, yeah.
The scenes between the two of them.
Yeah. Literally me just laughing anytime that Leo and Catherine are on page together.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Aw.
Oh.
Yes, Dodger the ferret. Love him.
Oh, yeah.
I love how much he loves stealing like Catherine's stuff already. Like, he's like, Leo's like, just give him one of your pantyhose or stocking. Yeah. Just give it to him.
Oh man.
Mm. Yeah. I mean, Kev is definitely that type of hero where he will push her away to like keep her, doesn't
But
want to
here's
mess up her life and stuff. Like he's
Doesn't feel like
what?
he's worthy of
in
her.
Yeah.
in his defense though, and again, this is coming from another person who's not a huge fan of Kev. I had a lot of heartburn over the fact that she lies to him.
I know.
I mean, that's a big deal because
Yeah.
I mean, she manipulated him because I don't think he ever would have had the guts to go through with their relationship if she hadn't made up a doctor. I mean, when I found out that it never occurred to me that she would have lied. I'll never forget when I first read it and I found out, through that awful guy, the awful doctor's like, oh yeah, she made him up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a scene when
Mhm.
Kev realizes that he's been had by the woman that he loves the most, that she lied to him.
Do you think he would have not given in if he would have, do you think he would have eventually given in anyways later or never given in to her if he wouldn't have heard that part?
Personally, I don't think so. And that's just my own opinion. I'd love to know what everybody thinks in the comments too and what you guys think.
Yeah.
He's so hard-headed and just headstrong. I think he could have just continually, kind of eaten himself
Pushed away. Yeah.
Ended up in the pen every weekend or whatever.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think he could have if she hadn't pushed him.
I think the tension, it was just so much between them. The dam would have eventually broke and it would have been like, ooh, epic, like coming together moment eventually. But I feel like it would have taken him a long time if she hadn't have lied like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. That's exactly all the reasons I love it too. And I love when somebody thinks they're not worthy of somebody else and pushes them away, because then seeing them come together is just just means that much more, I feel like.
And it's interesting too, because I've seen a lot of people that are frustrated with how much he pushes Win away, how much like back and forth there is. I personally felt like it was just enough. I've read some romances where I'm like, okay, I'm getting to the point where like I'm not rooting for the hero anymore because he's pushing too much and he's like too tortured and I'm like over it. But like I feel like this was just like the perfect amount of like angst and the push and pull, and you just really feel this very intense connection that the two of them have. And it's really interesting too how like in Mine Till Midnight, it's like Cam knows he's not worthy of Amelia, but he just doesn't care. He's just going to do whatever it takes to have her. He's on the opposite side. He knows he's not worthy and he wants her to go be happy with someone else or just be by herself because he doesn't deserve her. He feels he doesn't deserve her, but so.
Yeah. And I feel like her health just made it so much more of a risk for both of them. Like they were both scared and worried, and that wrapped up into their feelings for each other as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Monica said she doesn't think he would have given in. Okay. Ooh. Yeah. Well, yeah, he did. Okay. I thought you were saying, Monica, that you thought the doctor with the shady past was better for her. I was like, wait a minute. I read that wrong. Okay. Yeah. That's what Kev thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he would have given in. Yeah. That would have been an epic scene as well.
Yeah, it would. Oh, man.
Stop the wedding.
Yes, stop the wedding.
Yeah. He would have eventually. Yeah.
Well, and at that point in the story too, I don't think Kev knew yet how shady Julian was.
No.
So I do think at that point when Julian was the one that was like, oh, it was me, I compromised her. I think Kev was just like, okay, that's for the best. Like, but then it was after that he like talked to Simon, and realized like what the hell was going on with Julian's past and stuff. And then I think that was a big motivator for him to do something, So I kind of understand like why he was like kind of like frozen in that moment. But I think it would have been different had like nobody said anything. Had Julian not said anything, I don't know that Kev necessarily would have said something, but maybe he would have done something. I don't know. Because then Win would have been ruined. So
yeah.
Well, that's true. Well, I mean, wasn't he like right about to step?
That's right. He was about to say something. Yeah.
True.
He like opened his mouth and then Julian was like, it was me.
He got cut off, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And she's like waiting for him to be like, are you going to correct him or you're about to talk?
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, Tara just said he was about to step up. Yeah.
But he was absolutely conflicted, you know.
My favorite quote. Can I read you a quote? Do you mind?
Yes.
Read
to us.
For a moment?
Read to us, B.
No. He says, he jerked upward. All the fires of hell could burn for 1,000 years and it wouldn't equal what I feel for you in 1 minute of the day. I love you so much there is no pleasure in it, nothing but torment. Because if I could dilute what I feel for you in the millionth part, it would still be enough to kill you. And even if it drives me mad, I would rather see you live in the arms of that cold, soulless bastard than die in mine. I'm just like, yeah, that's some intense stuff.
That is.
Yeah, he's got some good lines in this. That speech reminds me just a little bit of like Sebastian in Devil in Winter. How like when he confesses his love for Evie, it's like a painful thing. He's like he doesn't like it. He doesn't want this, but like he just can't help his feelings.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
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 Definitely not an easy romance.
No. I feel like I'm trying to think. Like I feel like she was going through it as well though. Like he wasn't the only one having like I feel like she was also hurting from, you know, their tension throughout the years.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
See.
Absolutely.
And it's sad to think about how much the family has gone through.
Yeah.
In the past, I don't even know, like 5 years or something. Like all that stuff had happened like relatively. Both their parents dying.
Oh, when it was like she was talking about the 3 things happening back to back.
Yeah.
Which one of my favorite parts is after Kevin Wynn have their moment and they are together, and then Cam shows up the next morning like, hello, here's your bed and breakfast. Like everything cool in here. Okay, bye. Have fun.
The basket.
Yes. I love it so much. Yeah.
And like the B&B like lady, you know, the old lady who owns like a B&B coming to give them like their treats in bed.
Yes. No, my favorite moment that made me laugh, I was like cackling at this when Kev is in the jail and Leo comes to get him. And he's like, I just want you to think about how low of a point you are at right now that I'm the one coming to get you out.
Yes. Yes. So many good moments.
So many.
Oh, Leo kills me. Oh my God.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, just so good.
Hello, you are not.
Paige. Oh man, but yeah. Oh, what?
I was going to go back up here. So people were asking if they thought this should be a Netflix show.
Yes.
I just don't want to butcher it. But
same. That's my thoughts. Yeah. That's how I always feel about like precious books that I loved so much. I'm like, ooh, would they ruin it? Like, obviously, I'd love to see it if it was like perfect, immaculate, amazing.
Right.
But sometimes I'm like, I'd be worried who would like get their hands on it and what they do to it.
Right, exactly. But I definitely like, I feel like this series truly is the perfect recommendation. And I know like Christy has made videos on this, but like books to read after Bridgerton, right? Or you know, books to read after watching Bridgerton, you know? And so like, this is just like the perfect one to go with, like the family, the found family, the dynamic between these siblings, and oh man, it's just truly top tier.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Ooh, yes, I feel like they could handle it well.
Yeah, BBC.
I feel like they stick true to the original.
Yeah. What a great idea.
I'd be down for that.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Oh, about Wynn, yes.
Oh my God, I forgot about that scene.
I love that scene.
When she lit it on fire.
Yeah.
And before that, Leo's like, "Don't do it, sister."
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh my gosh, you did it!" Like,
so I wasn't expecting you to go through with it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh Lord. Leo sure has his hands full with these sisters. That's
Yeah, right.
for sure.
Oh.
Yeah, the family just waiting.
Yes, that's right.
Well, I think even when they come back and they're like, did anybody have an issue with this? And like, nah, like whatever. Like we
Yeah.
knew eventually you guys were gonna get together. Like finally you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah, they gave him
Right.
their time.
They all knew. They all knew before Kevin Wynn did that, like, come on.
Yeah.
These two were meant to be.
Yeah.
What do you think Leo was thinking when he gave Wynn, I think it was before she went to the, I'm going to say hospital for lack of a better term. I don't know what
Yeah.
it was called.
To France.
Yeah. But he was saying, like, you know, do you ever think that maybe your feelings for Kev are based on the fact that you've had very little life experience? Do you think that he's warning her away, or he's trying to get her to sort of realize how deep her emotions go? I've always wondered his motives for
Could
that.
be both, but I also, when he said that, it just made me think about, like, he's thinking about his own heartbreak. He fell in love with, I think, his first love. Like, I think Laura was like his first girlfriend, like his first relationship.
Yes.
So I think that's also what he's thinking about, is like, maybe don't put too much like emotional stock in, you know, your first love, because you'll get heartbroken. Maybe that's what he's thinking. But
Yeah. Well, and I know because he had been away, like he went to France for his own schooling and then came home when he met Laura and all that. And like, so maybe he's like, you haven't experienced life. Like you've only been in our little family things. Like maybe there's more, because maybe he didn't get their connection at the time, you know?
Right.
And was just trying to convince her to leave with him instead of like changing her life and staying there to maybe wait for him all of her life. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I didn't get a read on how they felt about Julian either. I mean,
True.
maybe they were just sort of like, okay, well, he's new and we're nice and we're just going to
Yeah.
give him a shot. But I didn't get any kind of underlying, you know, tension of, I don't know if this guy's a good guy, or I know there was a like inkling of maybe he's going to have you as arm candy, essentially, you know, he's got like.
Yeah. So I feel like there was a conversation at some point where like people knew it was going to be like in name only. Yeah. I think that because they all knew like how Kev feels, for how they felt about each other. I think it was just like, let's just see how this plays out.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
I was gonna say, I feel like they were like that with Wynn in general. They're just like, let's see how she wants to handle things. What's going to happen with her. They just kind of let her do whatever, you know?
Right.
They weren't super involved in all of that, like her love life. Yeah, for Leo. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's the thing is like she's the one sibling of you know the family that had to be sheltered for so long, and so I think that's it too, is that he wanted her to live her life, live a life, fulfilled life, and that's what she wanted for herself too.
Yeah. Yeah, Leo wanting to protect her. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Also, that scene where like he was vulnerable with Kev about like his heartbreak and stuff. I was like, damn, Leo. Jeez.
I know. Yeah. He really goes through it. Like just in these first two books, I mean, like in the first book with the ghost of Laura and all that haunting him, like,
yes.
He's been through it.
And doesn't he, when he's talking to Kev, doesn't he say something to the effect of, I know that you had that little concoction and that cup or something that you were gonna, you know, you weren't planning to live after when you expected me to do that.
True.
I mean, that's such a good speech where he's just like, if she were still alive, you know, I would go for it. And here you are in jail. Like,
yeah.
What are you doing?
In jail.
Yeah.
It was like a jail that was like meant for animals or something like
yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Tara.
Oh man. I also love that dynamic between like Catherine, Beatrix, and Poppy, like that little unit, that is so adorable to me.
Yeah, I love them three together.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And who is it that mentions, is it Julian? I'm trying to think now. Who is it that alludes to like Mark's having a past?
Julian.
Yeah, Julian, yeah.
Julian, like, straight up called her like a whore or something. Like he was like, I know what you did in your past. Like, yeah. And then Leo was like, what?
Her?
Yeah.
Yeah, it certainly causes some intrigue. Like, wait, what?
Yeah. Like there's more to her.
Yes.
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 Oh yeah.
I'm so excited for everybody's like first journey through this series and getting to all these books. It's so fun.
I had somebody messaging me, and I think she's here right now, actually. But she was like, "I just need to know: are Catherine, Marks, and Leo going to get together?"
I love it.
I know. I love it so much. Yes, and the Raven Elf.
Yeah, just a whole universe.
Let's do it. Let's keep going, right?
Yeah.
I would love that. I would love that.
Yeah. Which I know in Mine Till Midnight we got a lot more of, well, Lillian and Marcus, like from the Wallflowers being in there. And this one I feel like we don't see them as much or even get like them talked about, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
well, at least Simon gets a scene.
Yeah, Simon, yeah.
But he gets to talk.
Simon and Annabelle, but we didn't see anybody else.
Yeah.
No.
I like that we just know they're, you know, right across the way.
We know they're there.
Yeah.
I mean, poor Simon, I don't think he even really got a chance to talk in the Wallflower Christmas. They're like, oh, look, he's finally there. Oh, there he goes.
He's busy. Yeah, he's walking. He's got to go work.
But he gets like a walkthrough.
I know. There he goes. Yeah. Yeah. So then, but I mean, he has a really, really important role in this book. I love that she gives him like this, guess what? I've got the goss here. I know, you know, I'd like, Simon knows this? Okay.
Yeah.
I find that interesting too, because I feel like of the Wallflower heroes, if I was writing the series, that wouldn't be my first instinct to have Simon and Annabelle to be the ones involved in that. I feel like maybe Sebastian. I feel like Sebastian knows everything. So like,
yeah, he does. Yeah.
That would have been interesting to maybe like bring him back into the story, given his connection with Cam.
True.
But yeah, I don't know.
Lisa's probably like, okay, everybody loves Sebastian. We need to mix it up here. Give some other scenes. He's always a scene stealer.
Yes.
Which I mean, let's be honest, Rachel. If I were writing, I'd be like, okay, and then in this other scene, we need Sebastian to come in.
Exactly. Yeah. Sebastian, just stay in the room, could you? Like,
just the whole series, just Sebastian right there.
Yep.
Him just making comments in the background.
Yep.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically the peanut gallery. Anytime he's in the scene, like he's always making comments.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's the best.
Love it.
But I was gonna say they're like Kevin Cam, that like grandfather guy, that Earl who comes, like he does actually mention, he's like, oh, I'll introduce you to like Marcus next door, like at one point, and they don't say like, we already know him, sir. Like
yeah.
That's such an interesting part of the story.
Yeah.
That he comes like right at the end, that like, old Earl shows up.
Right at the end.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like almost the epilogue. I was like,
I know.
I in my mind, when trying to remember this book, it was either because I can't speak. It was we had gotten so far into the book and it hadn't been touched on yet that I was almost thinking, am I misremembering? Is this like in the next book?
That happened to me too. I was like, didn't that happen? Wouldn't that have happened earlier when they have their little moment? And I'm like, did I like make that up?
Right?
Yeah.
So, but I still felt like it was, you know, I think she incorporated it well. You know, sometimes when they tack on a bunch of random scenes at the end, it books, it doesn't work. But this worked. I felt.
Yeah, I think so. I think it worked.
Yeah. So then it's book 3. I don't think I'm doing spoilers, but it's book 3 where he starts to travel to the land, and we more hear about that from the side of he's gone over there, he's working on things, and right?
Probably, yeah.
I'm trying to remember if it is 3 or 4.
Gosh, I can't remember.
Because maybe while they're in the hotel, Kevin.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. because that one feels so like separate from the rest
Yes.
of them, you know? Yeah.
Yes. Truly, yeah, because the
Yeah.
first two really do feel like one
Mhm.
entity, and I loved that we got some really sweet scenes with Cam and Amelia, and I
Yeah.
love when, like, they're in the morning and they're having, like, some cozy time,
Yes.
and then somebody's knocking on the door and he's like, "No!"
Yeah. Yeah.
These
He's like,
Hathaways
"Look at
just
him
won't leave
wait."
him alone. My
Yeah,
God. They
but I
can't get
just feel like
him.
that probably happens to him all the time, and
Yeah.
Amelia's like, "I've gotta go talk to her," you know, like, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
between I mean, God, she's got Wynn,
Yeah.
Poppy, Beatrix, and Leo, like, to deal with.
Yeah,
So,
you never
like,
know what you're gonna have to save Leo from, like
yeah.
Right.
but I love how he was, like, waiting for her, and then he's like, "Okay, wait, they're still talking. This is gonna last a while. Let me go join the conversation and help."
Yeah.
I love it.
I know. Oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
love it.
And just
Oh.
how much he, like, always calling Wynn, you know, little sister, and, like, he's very like, he just instantly, you know, got into their family as well.
Mhm.
So good.
Mhm. Mhm.
This is so funny when we were talking about Simon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Someone's gotta pay for their fun.
That's right, that's right. Ah.
Mm,
Yeah.
true, true. Yes. Yeah. Beatrix and her animals, we love it.
And I
Yes.
love, in the Hathaway wedding, the way she is with the owl
Mm.
and the elephant, which is like, there's an elephant in the wedding. I think I heard that somewhere, I'm like, "No, there's not. That's not a thing that happened." And then I read it, I'm like, "Holy cow, this is real."
Oh my
The
Yeah.
God.
elephant actually takes the veil off of Wynn's head during the ceremony, and
Yeah.
it's precious. But
Wow.
who would have thought that Lisa Kleypas would write that into a story?
Yeah.
It's so outrageous.
Yeah.
It was so cute.
Mm.
I also forgot about this scene. Like, clearly I forgot, like, the whole book. Like, yeah, I totally forgot about, like, Cam getting poisoned.
Which
And
makes for a good reread, like, if there's moments
exactly.
that, you know?
Yeah, that's why we reread.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was a really sad scene.
That
Mhm.
was so intense, though. I
Yeah.
mean, it was like initially, I didn't put. I don't think anybody was because we didn't see the
Yeah.
poisoning happening like the maid did.
Yeah.
But he's walking in a field, and all of a sudden,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's falling down in the field. I mean, that was crazy. And the way that all of a sudden it changed things for Kev. And
Mhm.
when Kev realized he might lose Cam, I think that's the first time he called him Frawl, brother.
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
is wonderful. Finally, he doesn't hate him."
Yeah.
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 Yeah. For sure. Yeah, I
Yeah.
forgot about the whole poisoning situation that was happening as well.
Mhm.
Damn. Like, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was crazy. And then going back
Yeah.
to, like, when lighting that wardrobe on fire.
Yes. Gotta get the answer.
Yeah.
This is how I'm gonna get it.
Mm.
Oh man.
Mm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
I did not pick up on any of that. So
Mhm.
Mm.
Tara was like, "Maybe it's just too much coffee for him."
Yeah. You can't handle the caffeine.
Too much caffeine.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes.
oh no, that was
Yeah.
so funny. Oh my God.
Mhm.
God,
Yeah,
Yes.
truly. Well, yeah, that's right. No, wait, isn't it the end of this book where, because I read this at the beginning of the month, so now I'm like, "Wait," but doesn't Dodger take the key at the very end, and
Yeah.
then Wynn forgets all about it?
Yeah.
I thought that
Yeah.
was
yeah,
such a
what key was it? I can't remember it.
it was the key to their bedroom door.
Oh.
And initially she's like, "Oh no, we're not gonna be able to get out," because he takes the key and then he slides under the door, and then Kev helps her forget all about that.
They
Yeah,
don't need to get
I
out of
thought
there.
that was precious. That was just so cute. The way
that's so
she
funny.
did
Yeah.
that.
I love it.
Oh man. I love it.
Mhm.
You gotta love,
See
like,
here.
the Tessa Dare like hijinks
Yes.
that
Yeah.
go on in this series with the animals.
Yeah. Oh, I know. I love it. I love it.
Oh, there we go.
Ah.
Okay.
What?
Whoa.
Interesting.
I hadn't heard of, it was like something Digis something.
Yeah, when they named it, I was like, have I heard of that before? I don't know. Interesting.
Oh, that's interesting. Because it smelled like tea or something. Isn't that what she
Yeah.
said?
Yeah.
Oh,
man. That is wild.
That is
crazy.
Wow. Yeah. That's just, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Which, did anybody else in the comments or anything read the Hathaway's Wedding, the novella? Or it's even like a short, I guess I would say.
Yeah, a little like short story.
Oh, digitalis?
Yeah, digitalis powder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I love that short story. And I love when you can find it easily online.
I hadn't read it before. I didn't realize that there was a short story. Are there other short stories in the series?
No, just this one, I think.
Yeah, that's my knowledge. No.
Okay.
Yeah. But it's like the day leading up to, and then their wedding for Kevin Wynn, right?
Yes.
And then little like moments with all of the siblings, and
it's great.
Beatrix's new pets.
It really focuses on two storylines. There's
Wynn
and Kev's wedding and everything that's going wrong, including like the church, and then they end up getting married in a barn because it used to be a church, and that's the only way they can do it. But then the other main storyline is about Beatrix and how she's, I really like how they did this because, we really get to see her grow up, because obviously she's the youngest one, but we see her go from a child to a woman. And this is a big turning point for her. I mean, I was surprised that Lisa Kleypas made this again, a turning point. She used the same phrase over and over, but she was at a crossroads in a way where she's so much about animals and being in the wild. And the question is she marriageable? Does she need to be tamed? Does she need to sort of become less herself in order to become, marriage material and go out and be in society? And so I think ultimately, this is just my interpretation, obviously, and I'm open to everybody's thoughts, but I'm just going to give a speech now. But I loved how she saw a need, like especially with that baby elephant, and she just was herself. And I think she had a friend with her that we don't really know who it is. It was some like a young man or something that was just a friend, but she was just, that person supported her, and the family ultimately supported her, finding a place for the elephant because he was not going to continue to live on their land. But I think ultimately the idea was Beatrix is great being herself, and she's filling a need, and she's helping, and we just want her to be herself and be her best self. So, but I liked that, but that was in question a lot of the story.
It's cute, yeah. Let's see. Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point, Cheryl.
Because she would have been really young when that happened to
their
parents.
Yeah.
It reminds me of, because I watch Frozen a lot.
Yeah.
Frozen 2, the little snowman, he goes, "This is called controlling what we can control when things feel out of control."
Yeah.
Like,
oh my god,
bird's wing, you know what I mean? Like,
yes. Oh my god,
that's what it reminds me of.
With Poppy as well,
yeah.
Because has Poppy entered society yet, or she's about to? Like when this book occurs, I can't remember.
It didn't seem like she'd really entered yet.
Yeah. I feel like it's not really a focus of any of the books, really, of them entering society too much.
No. I just remember it was like mentioned.
Yeah. Which I like that it's not the focus of the books. We kind of get like a different take on like historical romances. Most of them would focus on that whole entering the season and all that type of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I
don't think what else happened in the book.
I know so many things.
I know.
This way, okay. It's one of the things that's still, because I was warming up to the book. I was like, maybe this will be a 5-star. But when Kev sees her exercising with Julian, and he becomes a wild animal, and they have like Cam and Leo were both like, I was like, all right, Kev, you're just too much for me. But isn't it Leo that's like, this is more physical exertion than I like before.
Yes.
He said something like, this is not the kind of physical exertion.
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. Yes.
Yes.
But I was like, oh my. And I think Julian was like, yeah, you described him pretty accurately. Like,
yeah. I remember that from the first read through. Yeah.
Oh man, Leo and his one-liners.
I know.
Great.
I just adore that man.
Yeah. Well, like the first book, he was just in such a dark place. So now we get to see some of these more fun moments from him, you know, and little one-liners.
Yeah, seeing him come out of
Yeah.
that.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, that's right.
For Poppy, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He really does. Leo. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
He's got those one-liners.
I don't think we do we?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
No. That would be nice though.
It would be. Yeah. For sure.
He's the Simon Hunt of the Hathaways. We just sort of hear about him in bed. Well, here's a question. Do you feel like they closed the loop up well enough with Julian's storyline? Like, we know that he gives them the antidote or tells them what it is. I'm so sorry about my dogs.
Yeah,
did he just like leave?
I was gonna say, yeah, what happened to him? He just disappeared.
I don't think anything after that.
Yeah, did they? I feel like they might have just mentioned that he just left because like they figured out his game. They figured out his scam.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it's obviously
wouldn't he have been arrested for that, like for attempted murder. Like,
right.
You would think so, and I think we're all
they said he went to jail.
Okay.
Oh, that's right. He did go to jail. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. They sent him to the authorities. He was arrested. So I think we're all just supposed to assume that he did in fact kill his first wife, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
The fact that he's poisoning people that he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very interesting. I
It
just
is.
wonder what prompted him to do that with his first wife.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too. Like, wait, what's the motivation? Was it just to like get her money? Like, was it? Oh, I remember like they must have been a wealthy family.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Thank heavens
Take him far away.
People in the chat remember.
I know. I was like,
nothing happened. He just stayed in the wardrobe. I don't know.
After that, we tuned him out. Like, he might still be in the house. We don't know.
That wardrobe.
Yeah, his first wife's money.
Sense. Yeah.
Monica says that he admitted it.
Yeah, I could have sworn. Yeah, I could have sworn that like he did say something that maybe wasn't like a straight up confession, but like alluded to it.
About his first wife?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Okay.
Not us like not remembering anything.
I was like, he was not the focus of the book for me.
Like, what happened in this story? I don't know. I don't remember.
You're right.
Oh, there you go. He's with the bees now.
You know, someday after I haven't read this in a while, I'm going to remember it that way.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Julian with the gun and with Leo and he wanted to get the thing and the jewels and the bees?
So what do you guys think about this? Like of like them getting a title from that grandfather? Do you think it was needed? Like
no, and I do think it came a little out of nowhere. I mean, like just a little bit. Like I mean, it definitely was developed a little bit of obviously like that's one of the focuses of this book. There's several scenes where him and Cam are like exploring and trying to find answers and stuff. But at the same time, I think that like it wouldn't have made sense for that scene to happen in anybody else's book. So if it was gonna happen, if he was going to inherit this earldom,
Yeah.
And it did need to happen. And I do think it's kind of funny that it happened like pretty much at the very end, that like, you know, Lisa Kleypas just kind of fit in here. Yeah, I don't know. It also kind of makes me think of like Cam's curse. How he just can't lose. And so
his good luck curse.
a part of this like good luck curse has gone to Kev. Like now he's an earl and Wynn is a countess, and like, you know.
I'm glad it didn't come up beforehand and then him being like, oh, well, now I'm worthy of her because I have this.
Right.
So I'm glad it came later. But also like their family is so, to me, like I know Leo is titled and they have this familial home now and stuff, but like I feel like the family is so much out of society that it's not really needed, all of these titles within them. So I feel like they don't care as much. But like I knew that Cam and Kev would have this whole, like B said, like they're trying to find their family a lot throughout the books, the series. So like it made sense they were going to find out who this grandfather, you know, was. But I don't know if he needed to be like titled, but
yeah, I agree. I think the title again is sort of like an aside, like maybe a cherry on top of like trying to tie it. I mean, the fact they needed to have a reason to hide. That there would be family members that wanted to kill them because of concerns over inheritance. So I get that. I also like how for Kev, the title it just comes with being a steward of the land. That's what I remember from Future Books. He goes there and he fixes it up. Just like he's been doing with the Hathaway's house. What is it called? What's their name?
Oh goodness, I can't remember.
Ramsey House, is that it?
Ramsey House?
Yeah.
I mean, the things that Kev does to solve the problems there, if I remember correctly, it's in Scotland, his land is a shambles. I mean, when you say inherited the good luck curse, this was not good luck for him because it was really bad what he inherited. And again, he's more like a steward than this titled gentleman who's going to sit up on the throne. He's working and he's saving these people. So I liked that about him. I thought that actually goes well with his character because that's what he loves. He loves the land. He loves people. So
it also makes me think of that scene where Kev ropes Leo into doing something. I can't remember what it was. And Kev tells him like that's how it is now. Like with the aristocracy now, the lords of the, you know, they are putting in work.
Yeah.
Times are changing so much with technology and you know, the aristocracy is not what it once was. So now people of nobility, these lords, these heads of households
have to work the land.
Yes. And Leo's like, of course. You know, he's like, of course now. That's I can't
I know.
It's like, please just don't tell me anything else about trees. Don't tell me one more thing about trees.
Which it actually kind of gave me little inklings of, which we will meet him a lot later, but West from the Ravenels. Kind of gave me little moments of that. So like maybe Lisa was doing some early work here, you know?
I love West. I love
it. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like fitting it all up with a tied with a bow situation. Yeah. And I guess it makes sense because like obviously her books are romance, but there has to be like that historical element to them. So maybe she's just trying to remind us all of the fact that they are still a part of the world that they are a part of, you know?
True.
Yeah. Good point.
Yeah, for sure.
Instead of him putting, you know, working his ass off for Leo's land, he now has his own title and land and tenants to build and protect.
Yeah.
Well said, Monica.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, when this happened.
I do. You know what was funny though? After the grandfather left, I can't remember who said it. I think it was Cam, but Cam was like, "Doesn't it make sense that he's the type of grandfather we would have?"
Right? Yeah.
Man doesn't give a shit about us.
No.
I also loved it when he goes, "Which one of you is the older brother?" And Kim's like, that'd be him.
Yeah, immediately. Yeah. He's like, leave me out of this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I laughed at that part too.
Oh yeah. Oh my goodness. I love
there was one up here. Let me go back to it. Which Oh, it was a while ago. Hold on. Oh, okay, this. So did people think that Leo's book was next, or whose book, like if you're reading it for the first time, whose book would you think would be next in the series?
I would think Leo.
Yeah, from the setup that we've had.
You would think Leo, because there were a few passages in here where like we see that he's attracted to her. But I also really love that we get more of their bickering in this third book. We get more development of their dislike to love dynamic in this book.
Yeah.
I feel like it just makes their book even more meaningful that we get more,
Well, because I think she's too new to the scene in this book that we just read, like Catherine Marks. I mean, like she's still just getting there.
Yes.
Who's Poppy?
I mean, that's really true. Yeah.
She's not featured all that much in this book. Like,
no.
Matrix is featured more, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in the first book too. Poppy, what does Poppy do? I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I definitely remember there being a lot more of like bickering and bantering going and like hilarity going on in this book between Catherine and Leo.
Since there's always comparison between Bridgerton and any kind of historical romance, it feels like these days, I'm going to do it right now and be like, Poppy is the Benedict of the Hathaways. Several Hathaway or Bridgerton books I read, it was like, and Benedict was also there. I'm like, he didn't even say anything.
Yeah.
I just heard that he was there. Like,
I was Poppy's like the Gregory to me.
Do what now?
Poppy's like the Gregory to me of the family.
Oh,
are you a part of the family? Like you're the last one we're thinking of.
Which one of them is it Poppy or is it Beatrix that has like the klepto?
That's Beatrix.
Beatrix, yeah.
So
we've been seeing like buildup of Beatrix from like Mine Till Midnight,
Yes.
At Marcus and Lillian's house.
Yeah, y'all are right. Yeah. Poppy is just there.
I know, which is maybe why I love her book. The first, I'm curious. Like this is the only one in the series that I didn't give 5 stars to, so I'm curious to go back and because I haven't reread it. What I think of it.
I have an issue with Harry. Like,
I love Harry, man.
Oh man, we're gonna have a really good discussion about
it.
Yes,
Poor Poppy. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
And then what? And here's the other question: what happens to Poppy after book 3? She probably disappears. Like we never see.
She's back to the background.
Back to the background.
I don't remember anything. So
Dodger gets billing above Poppy.
Oh,
in my world, yes. I think for Bridgerton season 4.
Oh, yes. Is that the one where you get to see like they're in costume?
The behind the scenes kind of.
Yes, I did. Yeah, it looks fun. Looks super fun.
Yeah.
Oh. Interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Love it.
Man, I used to love Philippa Gregory's books.
Nice.
Yep. Oh, Leo's no. Okay, interesting.
You're not the only one who feels that way because I've definitely seen a lot of people just say that like they feel like the hate to love dynamic like ended too early in Married by Morning and like but I just adore that book.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's my favorite of the series. I don't know if I have a favorite. Top favorite. But.
That's right, Pee. Monica, you're gonna reread it and you're gonna be like, wait a minute.
Maybe,
5-star. My unbiased opinion.
I mean, B has changed her mind on some of these books.
Yeah.
Even in the Hathaways, didn't you change you went up with one of those books? Too,
yeah.
Right? I mean, not the Hathaways, the Wallflowers.
Oh, yes.
I did too. Yeah. My mind changed.
That's right.
That's the fun thing about rereading. It'll be like, wait a minute, now I feel this. Or
well, because the first time I read them back to back, just binged the series, and so like this, we have a little bit more time, in between them to kind of enjoy their book on their own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the one of the rereads I did that was like the most extreme change for me was actually at Tessa Dare when we did it a couple summers ago. Not Governess Game, the one after the Wallflower Wager.
Oh,
so heavy. And for me, like the themes are really,
Yeah. Yeah.
And for me, the first reading, I definitely marked it more like a 4-star because it was just hard. And then reading it again, because you already kind of know you doesn't hit the same. And for me, that was a good thing. And I remember, I think I gave it 5 stars on my second read through. But yeah, it's amazing how if you're not surprised by certain things, it can really impact.
Yeah. And like sometimes reading has a lot to do sometimes with mindset too. Like, because my opinion has changed like vastly for some books upon reread, and it just makes no sense. I'm like, why didn't I feel this way the first time? Why didn't I see this the first time?
Yeah.
What? Because like, for instance, Secrets of a Summer Night, first time I read it, I gave it like 3 stars, and I was like really bored. And then this reread, I absolutely adored it and gave it 5 stars. So
yeah,
I don't know.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, yeah, our moods at the time, and like you said, the headspace of it all, and also just sometimes like you have maybe one little minor thing or bigger things in your life happen where those little aspects in a book can totally work different for you, like the next time through, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But our next one is, of course, we've all been already talking about it, but is Tempt Me at Twilight. Come on, be the truth too.
Do you have the step back? Okay, we all have the step back. I mean, of course.
And I personally like loved this book the first time I read it. I was obsessed with Harry because he was giving like a villain who doesn't give a fuck. Like he was just
I can see that, yeah.
You know, like he's gonna do whatever he can to get Poppy. He does not give a fuck, and I love it.
Yeah. I'm excited. Well, it's a good thing because this live show's on your channel, right, Rachel?
Yes.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. Which our live show for this one is March 16th, so exactly a month away. So we have a while. But yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm also excited to read these last 3 books of the series because, like, I personally did not absolutely love Love in the Afternoon the first time that I read it. And I know I'm in the right.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was actually a little bit bored by that book. So.
Oh no. Oh no.
So I'm hoping I love it more.
I didn't dislike it, but I didn't love Christopher Frost.
The hero.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't love him for Beatrix. There was parts of him that I kind of found. I mean, well, we can talk about it more later. He wasn't my favorite, and I think there was a lot of like suspension of belief of he's a better person now. I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah.
But yeah, I know we'll talk all about that.
Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Me too. It's so fun. I am doing Leo's book. I just saw Fifi's comment. I am doing Leo's book. You know it. I actually, when we did the wallflowers, I told Christy, I think Christy and I were talking about it first because we're always up at all hours. For
exactly. Yeah.
Like we're always up at the same time. Despite the 5-hour difference. You are often up too. The 3 of us.
Yeah.
We're always up at like 4 a.m. or something.
Me too.
Like, why? And I'm like,
why not?
Trying to sit there. But yeah, I remember saying to Christy, I was like, because I'm the one that asked everybody, I'll just take whatever anybody doesn't want. And what did I say, Christy? What am I going to end up with? Scandal in Spring.
For wallflowers, yeah.
But then I was like, since I didn't choose first, can I please pick Leo's book? Like,
absolutely.
Yes, you better believe I'm doing Leo's book.
Yeah.
Yes.
In
I'm
April,
so excited. Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. Okay, well, I think that's all we have for today.
Yeah.
So thank you everybody for joining us. This is always so much fun to talk about the books and to talk about historical romances in general and just all the things. Yeah. I'm excited to continue the series.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
Yes. Great. Yes. So yeah, thanks everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you in March on Rachel's channel.
Yay!
Bye.